Gold thrives off of its status as a safe haven for investors, which means that typically in times of crisis, when traditional assets like stocks or bonds are selling off because of market conditions, people flock to gold. In addition to gold, a lot of people, when they're looking at precious metals or hard assets, will look to alternatives. Now, the price of gold has risen to all-time highs, and therefore people are looking at other alternatives such as silver, such as platinum, or even palladium.
The silver market is much smaller than gold, and so it is much more volatile as a result. But it's an interesting metal in that right now it's historically undervalued dramatically versus gold. In fact, the ratio is roughly 100 to 1, meaning about 100 ounces of silver are required to buy 1 ounce of gold.
There's silver coins that are produced by mints around the world. It's held as an investment asset, and therefore it can be seen both as a precious metal that's valued from an investment perspective, but also really has a jewelry application similar to gold and an industrial side that is the main driver of silver demand.
The industrial side has been ramping up, particularly with solar panels and other electronics, because silver has these properties that are unusual. It's the best reflector of light, it's the best natural biocide, and it's the best conductor of heat. And so it's used in a lot of applications that it really needs silver, but in small amounts. At the same time, we're starting to see investment demand return in silver. The supply side is also interesting because mines are so difficult to put into production, and most of silver these days is coming out of mines that are not primary silver mines. And so the silver price itself actually doesn't drive the supply picture for silver. And so it will be difficult at much higher silver prices for the supply side to respond.
Platinum is a metal that's also considered to have similar properties to gold. In other words, it has a jewelry application, it has an investment application, it's a metal that's 30 times rarer than gold. So it has some of that safe haven aspect that gold has, but it also has an industrial side similar to silver, similar to palladium. Platinum is really at the center of the tariff war along with palladium because of their integral part in the global automotive supply chain, because they're used in catalytic converters. So there's a lot of uncertainty around the automotive sector more broadly, specifically the global automotive supply chains, and therefore this is a risk for the platinum market and the palladium market short term.
What's interesting about platinum is that it historically has traded at a premium to the gold price, but today it's less than 1/3 the gold price. If we're having a transition to electric vehicles, which we are very slowly having, but it is a factor, auto demand is declining. And then if you add an economic slowdown globally, that also is going to be a real headwind for platinum and palladium. And so I wouldn't get too excited about putting a bunch of money in either of those metals. But if I had to pick one, I would pick platinum.
One important consideration for the future is that platinum is a key ingredient in hydrogen technology. And therefore, the amount of hydrogen technologies that are being produced around the world means that there is an encouraging demand story for platinum over the medium-long term.
If you already have a position in gold, which I think everybody should start with, then I would next look at silver. And then beyond that, I would look at platinum. I wouldn't favor a palladium investment based on just where it is historically. But again, these are more obscure metals. They're much more economically sensitive. They're small markets. They can get whipsawed in either direction pretty rapidly. So I wouldn't put large positions into either of those metals. If you're moving away from gold or you already have your gold position, then I think silver is really where you want to focus.